on this video these next 5 or 10 minutes, but I'm finna have the winner on here. The first one might get edited. The first game might get edited. But this one for the gusto. This one for the camera.
You better play on the empty stomach.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Oh, so you just won that?
Take the hat out. Give him that. You want that hat?
Nah, he cool though.
Nah, he told me up to the first one though.
I be the official, big dog in the yard. Voted most likely to murder every birthday I start. So as soon as I part.
How far in advance can you think about your next move? You know what I'm saying? Can you be like 3 moves ahead or anything like that? Or do you gotta go in order?
Nah, it's good to think. Shoot, you got a lot of chess, like a lot of them chess masters, man. They'll have that whole game pretty much laid out, you know. And what they'll do, they just pretty much countering how you move. But when they got, let's say they got all their moves laid out, right? They also got alternative moves to how the opponent gonna move. But at the end, at the same time, they always ahead. Man, I'm talking, man, it's crazy, but that's the key though. That's the key, and this is a funny thing too though about how the brain works. You can train your prefrontal lobe, right? The prefrontal lobe, that's we as human beings, Homo sapiens sapiens, we got the largest prefrontal lobe, right? And that prefrontal lobe, what it does, it unconsciously, you know, not by our awareness, that prefrontal lobe, if you're constantly making good decisions, it would do that unconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much, sometimes you can make a chess move without even thinking, and it's the perfect move, you know? But they did studies on children and showed how when they teach the children chess, it shows how it improves their grades, test scores, their behavior, and it also it just shows them just making better decisions. But what they did also, like, I want to say MRIs, and show the activity of the frontal lobe from children who play chess and children who don't play chess. Man, major difference, man. Major difference. It's always, you know, and it's just like my mentor, you know, rest of her soul, Dr. Patrice Nana Newton. Dr. Nana Patrice Newton. She did a lecture on spiritual neurology, and she talked about how that prefrontal lobe, she made that equivalent to the spiritual principle Amen, or so-called the Nile Valley spiritual principle of like the hidden power, you know. And she talked about how the prefrontal lobe was always working for us. She also equated to what they to the Christian faith, you know, having faith. How they say, you know, faith is the evidence of things unseen, right? It's how your prefrontal lobe steady working for you without even, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's creating in your brain, it's formulating like thought patterns to be conducive for whatever that you're trying to be successful at.
So you're saying that's like an affirmation?
Man, it's deeper than that. It's kind of like your brain. It's your brain. It's like you working on a situation without you knowing you working on it. Put it like that, so like a problem.
Yeah, so that's
instead of worrying about you. And then let me tell you, I didn't mean to cut you out, bro. Just like she said, worrying. Just like the Bible say, you know, you don't supposed to worry. You know, things of that nature. She broke down how when you worry, you're focusing on your worrying, stress, anxiety, all that comes from the limbic area of the brain, right? The limbic is before the neocortex in the prefrontal lobe. The limbic is also called the monkey brain or the mammalian brain because it deals with all emotions. But this limbic system can shunt the prefrontal cortex, because what happens is just like anything with energy, neurological energy, you only have so much. So if you're exhausting your brain on worrying, the prefrontal lobe ain't gonna have enough energy to be trying to manifest you know what I'm saying, your thoughts to be conducive and augment you to have success in whatever you're trying to tackle. You know what I mean? I forgot, it's not atrophy, but she said it can become atrophy. Atrophy is when you're constantly worrying, constantly in a state, emotional state, all in your that's the limbic brain. Really, it's hyperactivity of the limbic brain. And when you do that, you shut down all other activities going with the prefrontal and the neocortex. You know, so that's why a lot of people, man, when they get depressed or anxiety and they just so much for so many years, chronic or acute, or what they say, that's a chronic anxiety or depression or stress. That's why they have to take certain medication to get those chemical balances to get back right. Because you don't focus so long on your problems, your brain pretty much like, well, I guess that what's going on then. You know what I'm saying? So that's why y'all always gotta be positive. You know what I'm saying? Even in chess, you can get discouraged in chess, and boy, it'll shut your whole game down. Right or wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got it. And that's just like life. You know what I'm saying? If you get out here and you feel like you beat, you ain't got no hope, then that's what you finna manifest.
How long you been playing chess, brother?
I was introduced to it maybe when I was 13 years old, around that age. But I didn't play for a long time after that. And I really started back playing around the age of 18 to 19 when my cousin came back, the person who introduced me to chess.
Oh, okay.
Me and he used to play a lot back in the day. And him being smart as he is, he just trained me up.
Oh, I can see that. So how long you think it would take the average person to get the hang of it?
You already know how to play chess if you know how to move in life. So it really, I done seen children playing with a youthful mindset, just blocking every move I'm trying to do, and he don't even know the name of the pieces. So it ain't even like how good are you? It's kind of how much you know yourself.
So you really gotta go at it game by game.
Step by step.
Step by step.
Day by day. Like life.
Indeed. So Chuck, would you say chess is a game or is chess a sport?
I tell you this, it was a tournament we went to about 4 or 5 years ago. It was a tournament it was in Georgia, a real sanctioned tournament where the children had points. They had to register. I think it was like $100 to register, because also they got registered with the National Chess League. But this is for, I want to say it's for children though. I think it went up to 18, from I think age 5 to 18. But at this tournament, you had elementary, middle school, high school. There was no, it ain't what elementary play elementary. It's whoever know whoever. It could be a kindergarten coming there and whip up anybody. Check it out. So now, of course, it was probably out of about 300 some kids. It was less than 50 blacks, you know. But all right. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go with something else. You asked, was it a game or a sport?
Yeah.
All right, now you had Ivy League schools there. These folks, you get a certain amount of points, you get scholarship. So now you say it's a sport, is it a game? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Now check this out. I'm gonna tell you what the theme was. Their theme was what was it? Oh, it was oh man, it was something about. The thing was, man, I can't think. I took a picture. It was 5 years ago. I got it in my iPad, but it was something about they're playing chess. No, this is it right here. It was chess, the game of life, but they're not playing a game. That was the thing. Now you got little Indian, Asian Indians, little Koreans, Chinese. That's pretty much saw a lot. They were neck and neck with the regular European Americans. You know what I'm saying? They were neck and neck. Well, I say this though, they didn't look at it like a game. You know what I'm saying? They look at dead serious. Now check this out. First place was an Asian Indian kid. Second place was a little young brother. His name was Osa. Okay, check this out. Third place was his little brother. His little brother was named Heru.
Oh man.
Dead serious. They were homeschooled. Their parents homeschooled them. They were from Douglasville, Georgia. I talked to their daddy right now. Daddy named Michael Jordan. It's so funny.
Oh man.
Daddy named Michael Jordan. But they homeschooled them and they taught them Now Valley principles. Well, they taught them pretty much culture, you know. But they focused on Now Valley principles, and it was an awesome experience, man, to see how other races take chess so serious. You know, and like I said, the theme was they're playing the game of chess, but this is not a game. That was the theme now. You know, they letting you know that this is serious. Because think about why you got Ivy League schools. Why y'all wanna, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you remember the Cold War? I know you probably remember the Cold War, The Cold War, Russia, United States, they had the chess, what's his name? Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer had to play the Russian guy. You know what I'm saying? Now they doing this instead of going to nuclear war. Let's have a game of chess. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? But I think they took it. European perspective or the Western perspective of chess is to see who's the smartest. You know what I'm saying? But in actuality, I believe it was the inception of chess coming from Nile Valley, Africa. Just like my young brother here, it's about knowing who you are. You know what I mean? And then you can, the game, the moves, you know, is analogous to that. You could be a nothing pawn, turn into a powerful queen. You know, you strategizing. You could be the underdog, the black, but you can come up on top. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more or less I'm more or less a game that used to kind of augment the spirit, kind of make you come. Because the children, tell it, bro, when the children play and they learn and they win or whatever, or make a good move, man, they be so confident. Bro, we took 10 children up there. We had one to place in honorable mention, right? Had one to place. He was homeless, a homeless brother. You know what I'm saying? He used to tell us to pick him up first and drop him off last, so the other kids won't see that he lived in a homeless shelter. But check this out though, man, he was the only one that came home with something, and he was just, man, I'm talking about, it did his whole day, probably a whole week. You know, because we used to always tell him, it ain't where you start, man, where you end. You know. And we told him that it don't matter how much money you got, as long as you got your mind and you can think and make a decision. I said, man, that's all the money in the world. That's $1 billion. You just go get it. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's
you know, the best things in life, they say when it came.
Oh man, you already know. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Shit.
So you know, with you being a new father, right? Basketball and football and baseball over chess, or chess over all that?
Boy, chess gonna come first. I ain't studying no ball, chess, cause that ball ain't gonna do so much. Yeah, we can play ball. Yeah, true indeed, physical. You know, team sportsmanship. But that chess, one-on-one. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So yeah.
So you know that you'll have a better outcome if you see new chess opposed to want to know how to play a so-called physical sport.
No concussion.
Okay. Yeah.
The way I see it, you can do so much on the board that you kind of.
Man, you gotta make that man lose the game, man. We're gonna start over, man. You don't distract me, man. That's it, bro. Go ahead.
Lose some, win some.
Yeah, you think you can see it, bro. You ain't gonna do that. You're not gonna do that right now.
What about the clock? I keep asking you about that clock.
Or clock?
Time.
Oh, the time. Is no time limit in chess, Chuck?
They ain't got the clock up there.
Nah, we don't play with the clock.
You can't move that piece.
Alright, yeah.
Alright, you
too,
two
man.
guys, y'all be good.
Be careful.
So, if you was timing yourself, right? Do you think the game is more intense, or would it cause you more error? Cause you know what I'm saying, you moving on a time speed now.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game when you do that time. Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. It's kind of, it's really two different. That's really two different types of.
It's two different games.
Yeah, it's two different types of play because.
So then that's more like a sport then.
Yeah, that's the sport.
That's the sport about it.
Yeah, without the clock, that's the real. You really. So you got some people, man. I seen some people play 2-3 days. They might play 4-5 hours and they tired, so they quit, come back again. Leave the board just like it is.
So y'all being chess players though, y'all don't do the draw thing. Y'all automatically will go into another game instead of leaving it at a draw.
It's like a stalemate. It's called a stalemate. Or you can do a draw. I seen a draw. Yeah, I seen a draw where they get down to the same number of pieces. Let me see. I think that's how that went. Trying to see now, because he's trying to do something.
Draw. It definitely is though. Being real, it can.
He's speechless now, right? He got a lot going on in his head now.
I thought you ain't like to say that word draw. I thought you take that out, you can win.
I wasn't lagging.
With hat on, right?
Yeah. Because when you use the analogy know yourself, you ain't really playing nobody else but you. So that's why I say it really ain't no draw. Because playing the old head when you know you're finna lose anyway, like, I got because of the last time. That's what you really banking on.
I don't really care what happened on this video these next 5 or 10 minutes, but I'm finna have the winner on here. The first one might get edited. The first game might get edited. But this one for the gusto. This one for the camera.
You better play on the empty stomach.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Oh, so you just won that?
Take the hat out. Give him that. You want that hat?
Nah, he cool though.
Nah, he told me up the first one though.
But tell me though, while we're on camera, how you know you just won?
I can't figure it out.
He was talking. Let me show you what happened. My girl, the queen. This is king right here, right? I got my knight right here. My knight is occupying these two spaces right now. He can't move. He can't go right here. If he go right here, his king definitely can't move. His king can only move right there. With my knight being right here, this is the only spot his king can move. He did that himself by putting this pawn in front of him and this queen right here.
Yeah.
So all I did, set my girl right here, where she on this square and she on this square, and it's a wrap. He can't do nothing.
Sure did.
That's just how it is.
As we wrap it up though, Brother Chuck, you go tell them about your organization and how can they reach you if they want to get in contact with you about your chess tournaments and your chess groups.
Okay, well it's an organization called Chess and Community. Chess and Community, www.chessandcommunity.org. You go on the website, you'll see pretty much, our whole layout, activities, what we do. We located in Athens, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, in the old 4th Ward District, and we're in Macon, and also Washington, D.C. But what you can do, you can go online, www.chessandcommunity.org, and you can fill out a membership form. Now, if you want to just come by the office, we're located at 1093 Eisenhower Parkway, and that's Suite 2. I'm sorry, Suite 2. But you can call the number on the website, set up an appointment, or like I say, you can fill out the application online. Everything is free. Before COVID, we were taking children to Ethiopia for 2 weeks. Man, field trips, and it's more than just chess. Robotics, STEM, debate clubs, book clubs, cultural, tours to museums, things of that nature. So, yeah, it's a really good organization. We also have employment opportunities for graduates. We have different stakeholders that have invested in the organization, and they have internships and positions. Like for instance, CAT, that's Caterpillar, the Southern Company, if I'm not mistaken, the Southern Company, Georgia Power, and a host of others. University of Georgia, man, I can't think of it right now, but a host of other, prominent corporations that offer help financially and offer job positions for our kids. And a lot of this can be entry level, soon out of high school. They don't, they get the train out of high school and they go from there. So they can check us out, www.chessandcommunity.org.
Indeed. We'll make this a part 1, but last question. In the last thing you want to say about the game of chess, he not going Brother Chuck?
Pawns on move forward, man.
Yeah.
Every piece is a pawn to the player, yeah. So take it how you want, man.
Indeed. Last thing, Chuck.
My thing is know your position. Know your position in life. Know how to utilize your resources. Know what to sacrifice. And like my brother said, and the object of the game is to move forward. Any piece.
You can't win a game without moving the pawn, man.
Exactly. And you got to move forward. So that's it. That's in life, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay moving forward, making right decisions. And eventually you'll get that checkmate. Or that check.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate it, brothers.
Universe, Homeland Village 2019 Napier. Peace to the founder and the chairman, Abijah. We here with you in spirit, brother. Peace of brother Peace. Peace of brother Bilal. Peace of brother LJ. And peace to everybody who always come and visit Homeland Village. Much love. It's the beauty of Heru, and everything is real. Peace.
I been official, big dog in the yard. Voted most likely to murder every birthday I start. So as soon as I part.